the AAPL Constituency Podcast.
Thank you so much for being a part of the AAPL Constituency Podcast, the voice behind the industry. Hosted by Linda Hyde and Eddie Wilson, this podcast tells the real stories shaping the private lending industry. From private lenders and innovators to policymakers and investors, each episode dives into the people, moments, and ideas driving the future of real estate finance. Tune in and hear the voices behind the industry. Our podcast is brought to you by CV3 Financial Services, the unconventional lender built to help brokers win more deals. Whether your clients are looking to buy and hold, fix and flip, build from the ground up, or pull cash out to fund their next move, CV3 Financial can help with financing in 47 states. Visit cv3financial.com/AAPL to learn more. We've got an amazing guest today. If you've been around the industry at all, you know this person. And so, Sam Kaddah, welcome to the AAPL podcast.
Nice seeing you again, guys.
Yeah.
So good to see you. Of course, we're meeting in a different city, which is usual, right? We live in the same city, but we always meet somewhere else. So welcome to Las Vegas.
I heard you guys see each other on the plane.
We do. We normally meet on an airplane.
It's a must going back on the same plane.
Yeah.
And sometimes together coming into any destination.
Yeah.
Now, if the conference is AAPL, sometimes you beat me.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're
usually
always
I
in
come
the
in
same
early
place
just to
all the time.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to Linda, she's like, well, saw Sam on the plane.
Yeah. Normally we're in the airport together, on the airplane for sure. And we travel together very often.
So Sam, on the AAPL podcast, it's not necessarily about the market. It's not necessarily about
the industry.
We like more, we're basically taking the people that have made this industry possible, shaped the industry, and really just having conversations and showing the relationships that is behind it. As you kind of look back over the years, and you and I have known each other, and we may get into the conversation about how we first got together. But
I don't know. We'll get there. We'll see.
But it's, what have you seen, just generally speaking? I mean, it go all the way back to when this kind of thing first started and what you've seen through the years, and just kind of generally recap it.
There is really a couple of cycles I've seen. The first one is when we came into the industry. I think you actually told me one time that the average of a DSCR investor owns, as a mom and pop, owns 3.5 doors.
Right.
That's no longer the case. Right. Now you have more sophisticated people. We also seen a lot of maturity. A lot of people came in and took a vested interest to change the industry from the traditional hard money into private lending and make it a little bit more institutional, a little bit more structured, and cleaner and easy to have. And everybody now in the market follows that path.
Sure.
That old path is kind of still exists and it has a place for it, but it's absolutely changed now to more structured investments.
Yeah. For you, go all the way back to the beginning. You have built an amazing platform. If you don't know, Sam has Liquid Logics, which is more than just a software platform today. It's growing and doing some amazing things.
It's absolutely. So we started with the idea we have an automated underwriting engine and a pricing engine, which, by the way, when I entered the market, nobody wanted to use a pricing engine. Now we call it a loan sizer, right? I remember back in 2014, 2015, I literally decided to make that a legacy feature nobody wanted.
Yeah.
It's changed so much throughout the time that you see now how people came in, and I was trying to discover, is there a there? I remember going in the first conference that we came across each other to Indy. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Wow,
it was a RIA.
That was a long time
You
ago.
were coming in new, and they're trying to figure out if you want to join or not.
Right.
I hear this guy who's kind of young coming in and said, I don't know, you're talking to somebody. I still don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
Talking about, okay, should I take this opportunity?
Yeah.
And that's when I actually came across Ben Ferte. And Ben was talking in one of these sessions, and we stopped and said, Ben, are we in a kind of a twilight zone? Is there an industry like this? And he actually talked to me about he's actually going into the industry, growing it. And that's kind of when I decided maybe it's time to go in and join. And there was, I think in the entire session in there, maybe there was 50 people in the entire 2 days.
Yeah.
And here we are 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And that was actually a different show, different conference. So a real estate local conference.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes way back because I was looking at investing and potentially coming in to lead that organization. That's
I remember
a long time
That
ago.
is a long time ago.
That may be the earliest conversation we've brought up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I remember, I was a real estate investor. I'm a third generation real estate investor, so I've been around the space forever. Not the lending side, but on the real estate side. And wow, that is amazing because that show was a real estate show.
Correct.
And it had maybe 50, 60 people there. I mean, it was not well attended. And that was probably the majority of people doing real estate investing in Indianapolis at that time. It was a long time ago.
Very, very true.
Ago.
This. It actually led me to build a little bit more friendship with Ben at the time, start talking about the industry. Next thing, I flew in and we spent some time in Chicago. He was with Jordan, and here we go.
Yeah. Wow.
It is, it's been now, 12 years?
Yeah.
Well, and I know that you didn't plan on coming into private lending, right? Like in your member spotlight, you said that it wasn't a planned.
It wasn't even
entrance.
a thought that this industry even existed. So we started with a software for a $2 billion a year bank. We did this at the time. We had 801 LOs and AEs. We had 12,000 brokers. The industry was booming with Alt-A, ground-up construction, and some of these unique products. And then 2008 hit. And so we went in, I do remember that we went in from, with a mortgage implode, from $6.5 million a year company to zero.
Wow.
Way back when there's a company, everybody knows who National City. I was waiting for a wire from them for $271,000 at the time. And I remember the very next day, it was Tuesday, it didn't show up. I called in Wednesday and they were showed up on the mortgage implode.
Wow.
That was the start. So I went into a little bit more into the community banks, the smaller banks, maybe $1 billion, $1.2 billion in originations, and that's in the prime world. And then try to go into the normal world for a little bit. Signed up 33 of those until 2013 when I stumbled across the private lending. I didn't even know it existed. As a matter of fact, the person who told me, oh yeah, there's an association. I was in his office in Boston. And he said, you should talk to them. I think they're in Kansas City. I had no clue. Here we go.
Yeah.
Fast forward now, it's like we're on the plane all the time.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Now we're in each other's backyard and get to have dinner once every couple months too. So.
Yep.
I tell the story often because I actually love the story. That when Sam and I first really got together, I mean, obviously he talked about Indianapolis, but he and I were both I was working on a different company, and Sam had a piece that I wanted, and we were negotiating. And it did not go well.
That's
as a matter of fact.
That's what we call negotiating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sam negotiates he negotiates very difficult in a very difficult way. But
You got to remember.
It was as much my fault.
That's okay. I was born in Damascus, so talking about merchant and trade, the stock.
I thought you were born in Arkansas.
Oh, Arkansas too. I kind of graduated and realized it was actually Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because how far off were we? Were we a penny off?
I think we were like 6 bips.
Okay, not even a penny. So 0.6 of a penny.
Yeah, 6
off
bips
in our
difference.
negotiation, and we were both so stubborn. And I'll take my spot in that too. That it almost we were fighting. We were mad.
No.
I was mad. I don't know if you were mad, but
I was mad a little bit, but you know what? There is something in negotiations that I never forgot growing up.
Yeah.
He who can walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just let go. It doesn't matter. And sometimes truly to my detriment in some of these cases, it didn't matter. If I don't feel it's right, and this, I'll just walk away.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, ironically, I probably should not say this publicly, but you probably know we get interest in us all the time.
Yeah.
And I had somebody recently who literally knew I would not talk to them. So they flew to talk to me and said, hey, we're not talk about investments and all these things. Like, it's okay, but that's not my term. Yeah. This is not my goal. And I appreciate you came in. And I can tell you that that money was very, very, very attractive. Yeah, it's like, you walk away.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, I think that you and I both did. We both got to the place where but it was funny. We walked away for less than a penny per transaction.
Oh, yeah.
And,
but it would have added up quite a bit.
It would have added up to a lot. Yeah.
Trust me, I'm living it today.
Yeah.
So I know how much is that.
It's a lot of money. But what I loved was I knew you're principled. And to me, principle is always more important than profit. And,
it has to be right.
And when you were willing to walk away, I was willing to walk away. We may have been frustrated with each other, but I think I had a deep respect for you because of it. It wasn't like I was mad and I didn't respect you anymore. I was mad that I couldn't get my way, and then I still respected you. And really, it was probably Linda. I mean, obviously, there was Twyla. There was a lot of people on this journey. But really, it was Linda. Linda's always been such a huge fan of yours. And the reason she's a fan of yours is because of how you show up. And you show up in a way that it is principle over profit, and it's people over profit. And the way you build relationships in this industry, and when you stand up for your friends, like I feel like if you're ever Sam Kaddah's friend, you're always Sam Kaddah's friend. Like I'm always,
absolutely.
And so even in those early years where I might have had frustration, I had respect for you and have loved, how you've shown up for years and years and years. But really, Linda's the one who kind of pulled us back together,
She did.
And
she absolutely did. And
I love it.
Throughout the years, too, now, here, last 3-4 years, it became a pre-bond and a connection between not only the organizations and the commitments, but kind of more or less the respect, the friendship, and the approaches that we work with each other on.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget one time I had a mastermind that I had you come. You were a part of and spoke at. It was I think it was the President's Circle. Or something.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody was waxing eloquent on some political issue. And Sam stands up and he goes, well, I can tell you what it's like to create a civil war and what it's like to live through a civil war. And he said, and I don't think you actually want this. Like all their political, right side, left side, blue side, red side, all of a sudden stopped. And it was like, it just silenced everything. And Sam just like, let me tell you what happens when you create a civil war.
Yep.
Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this is what I call, that's why I got a hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
And I became from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have no regrets, and I know how bad it is. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And he reminded us that day, he was like, look, guys, no matter how bad our political opposition feels, it's not as bad as where I came from. And he stood up and was such a voice of reason. But anyways, I'll let you ask some questions.
Yeah.
Well,
no, you've talked about, people being interested in you. We've had these conversations where people are always, trying to contact you and they're interested in investing or buying the company. Mm-hmm. But I know we've also had conversations. Part of that comes to you bringing in your son to the company and kind of building him into the company and passing it along in the legacy along to him in the next generation. So how does that look? And what does that look like for you?
It's kind of interesting. As a matter of principle, and I never really built a company to sell. There's nothing wrong with that strategy.
Right.
But that's not something I grew up with or in my DNA. Mm-hmm. I operate to exist. Mm-hmm. And I operate to put milk on the table. I operate for some luxuries. I operate for taking care of the people working with me. Mm-hmm. So, and by the way, I should thank you for something here in a second. But I decided that if Alex wants to come into the picture and he wants to operate, that's probably the natural way to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, can I make $500 million or 250 million or whatever that number is? I can. But the problem is I would lose a very fundamental piece. It's kind of the legacy is kind of the continuity. And frankly, I'm the luckiest SOB alive to get your son to want to work with you with this. So that was something special to me. So we came through this, and it's kind of interesting. I know you never really had in the Private Lender magazine on the cover page ever have two people at the same time. And you made the exceptions or had both of our pictures together with this. I can tell you what happened to that picture. And there is a small 7-year that had like the 3D hologram thing. And that was my Christmas gift to him last year.
I love that.
Wow.
Absolutely. It's like, you know what? Love is forever. Family is forever. And the people around you working with respect and have an opportunity to own your own oxygen versus living off of somebody else is definitely priceless to me.
Yeah.
But I really, that means a lot. And I know how I got the picture from you, but that's what I did with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
I think, for anybody that has children, watching you with your son, like, I mean, I have 3 boys, right? Like, and it's
and they're successful on their own.
They're amazing young men, but it's like watching you with your son and getting, like, cause that's a dream, like to be able to work with your son. I mean, like, it's incredible. And I love how you guys navigate, and how you give him deference. And he's a brilliant young man, like who holds his own and who deserves a seat at the table. But also you made him kind of earn his seat at the table. And so like, I just felt like the way that you navigated that.
It was never really given to him.
Yeah.
And he graduated, he started worked from the ground up, did everything else, had an opportunity to develop his own product, so to speak. And so he understood everything in my mind from start to finish. It's never easy, and the devil in the details, and the grit. The grit is so important in our existence altogether. It's just believing in something is one thing, having a good idea is another, but having the grit to see through it is a completely different level.
Sure.
And he's probably more stubborn than I am. So throughout the years, and this year, I think in April, sometime, he decided all of a sudden, he lived in Denver, our property in Denver, and he decided, got the dog, got a car, came down, and he moved in, said, now you move in. It's a different level if you want to be in the company versus being remote. And he kind of took us like a rocket lately.
Yeah.
He did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I've watched him, and I've built a relationship with him separately, right? And have watched him. He has earned a seat at the table, and I love that you've kind of set the precedent for him, that he didn't just get something given to him. He really did earn it, and you made him work for it, and he is brilliant, and I love that. I want to have a separate conversation with him to talk about that, and he and I have had that conversation because I think that he has earned his place in this industry, and I don't know that he's always recognized for that. So I think it's really important that we have that conversation.
I love that. He needs to earn it, and he needs to be out of my shadow, and I believe he kind of broke through it already.
Absolutely.
But it's and I appreciate all the support from that perspective.
Yes,
but to tell you how independent that is, I didn't even know that you had a conversation with him. So he's, and that's exactly what it is. He needs to be on his own, and he did, and here we are.
Yeah. He's gonna forge his own path, but I think it's great that he has somebody to look up to, and I love that you guys have that. I watched Eddie with his sons, and I have a daughter who's 15, and she wants nothing to do with business, but I love that she has her own path, and I told her I will support her in all of her dreams. So it's nice to watch
your hands full, and she has a very exciting thing.
Yeah, I do. I do have my hands full for sure. So
it's exciting what she wants to do.
Yeah, I do have my hands full, and she very much has a piece of me, which I very much have my hands full with. So everybody who knows me. Really just kind of wrapping up things, looking ahead, what impact do you see in 10 years? Like, what impact do you want to see Liquid Logics make as you watch the company grow and the difference? I mean, you guys have been the trailblazer, right? In the technology aspect of this business. I've watched you guys kind of be ahead of everybody. So what do you see, or what do you want to see Liquid Logics do in this industry?
You can have dream aspirations, a lot of things, but sometimes in reality, you want to look at things that will have impact on the ground. And, like I said, 10 years ago, I retired a loan sizer. 4 years ago, we brought it back, 3.5 years ago. It's being adjusted to what the industry and the market is changing to. AI is now big, and nobody now disputes that AI is here to stay. We've seen a lot of other technology fads, but this one is a little bit different. It, not only it feels different, but I do believe that a lot of people, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow in a couple of these panels. It's not robots taking over, and we've seen a lot of things coming in technology and change the way we do things, but it's also improved our life. It improved our life to something completely profound. And I remember in the 90s, if you want to go get something and you are worried about the 10 o'clock closure of Kmart and Walmart, and you're jumping in to go get your stuff. Technology enabled Amazon. It did not remove businesses. And what it did, it weeded out the weak ones. But look at Walmart. It's still thriving, still here.
That's
with
absolutely
this.
right.
I think technology and AI is going to shape a lot of things where you elevate the human element from being the baseline clerical processor, underwriter, whatever you want to call it, into what I call it the difference between a drafter and a professional engineer. The PE looks in for safety. In our world, we look into fraud, we look at other things, and review it and put their stamp of approval that this building is going to stand. So I think this is what's coming up, and I really like to be part of it somehow. We don't need to be the Goliath, but I think if we at least push the industry, and I'm pretty famous that I push everybody around me from competition to try to find another thing just to keep up with us. It's that relentless pursuit to make us all better. And maybe a small part of that would be my contribution. That would be more than satisfactory to me.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's awesome.
I think that's why we connect so much, is because we're very similar. I push our competition. I relate to you so much because it's similar to, like, you had that product. We had the broker program, if you remember, like, I think 9 years ago, 8-9 years ago, we had it. And there just wasn't a taste for it. So now we brought it back, and we're going to launch it actually during the conference. We have our broker training again.
That's an exciting one. And I know we'll be talking about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I want to contribute the capital I bring in today, the technology, the support that I can provide to a program like this. It's already kind of changing a few things in the industry slowly. I would love to support you in any way you guys can.
We appreciate it so much. You're so supportive and a good partner.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sam, for everything you've done for us, for AAPL. Thank you for being a pillar in our industry and somebody who's forged a path. I love the way you show up. I love, I mentioned people over profit, it's like, and, also principle over profit. And I feel like you show up in both ways. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate that you guys gave me an insight to the industry from the beginning and this. And it's really, aside from everything else that you see in the market and all of these conferences and shows, I can tell that I come in here, I get a lot of substance. I get a lot of insights, a lot of support. And it's the 1 year that kind of the mastermind of the industry. This is not that every 2-3 months, let's kind of just create something. It's special. And my hat's off to you. You kind of stayed with it. And I see how Linda turned it around and there from a growth perspective.
She did.
And here we are.
Yep.
10 more years.
10 more years. Here's 10 more years. Once again, thank you to our podcast sponsor, CV3 Financial Services, the unconventional lender built to help brokers win more deals. Whether your clients are looking to buy and hold, fix and flip, build from the ground up, or pull cash out to fund their next move, CV3 Financial can help with financing in 47 states. Visit cv3financial.com/AAPL to learn more. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the AAPL Constituency Podcast. As always, make sure you share it and let us know what you think. Who do you want to hear from next? We want to bring insightful conversations about relationships and the way this industry is being shaped. And so if there's someone you'd like to hear from, let us know, and we'll put them on the podcast soon. Until then, take care.